Now we're in day 7 of our travel to Israel. We start in Masada and we end up in Jerusalem. Our first stop is Masada. On the map here, you can see Masada on the west side of the Dead Sea. It's about 40 miles southeast of Jerusalem. So we start off at this building, which is where you take up the cable car that goes up to the top of Masada. This is a picture of Masada. It's a flat plateau on the top of a mountain. It's about 1,800 feet in length and 890 feet in width. So we start off in the cable car going up the mountain. There's actually a trail. If you didn't want to take the cable car, it's a trail called the Snake Path, which you can see here. You can see the snake path there coming up. That would be fun to do. Getting off the cable car and walking up to Masada. This is a picture of Masada on top of the mountain. So Herod the Great built 2 palaces for himself on the mountain and fortified Masada between 37 and 31 BC. He built a 13-foot high wall around the plateau, which is 4,300 feet in length, and it has many towers.
So where Brian is standing, actually, you can see the restoration line. Anything above is restored, anything below is original. So you guys sitting on original benches 2,000 years old. There you go.
Again, anything above the black line is restored. Anything below the black line is original. So Herod the Great, when he built this fortress, he built it with many water cisterns that were fed by diverting water from the nearby mountains. The cisterns could hold 2.5 million gallons of rainwater. The fortress had 15 storehouses full of food. It was enough food to feed 10,000 people for 10 years. These are the rooms where the food was stored. There's rows and rows of rooms.
Where's the castle? Right here. And over there, it's like all this.
I think it's right over here. Yes. Yeah. Question number one that people ask me when they come up from Masada is, how did they bring all the rocks up? I mean, that's aliens. Yeah, aliens did it, exactly, like the pyramids. It was the aliens. How did they bring the rocks? I mean, this is quite a climb. Right? I mean, the answer is they didn't. You see this moat here?
This is a moat that all the rocks, all the stones came out. So they didn't have to carry the stones up the mountain. They dug caves here. This is a northern palace. There's like 3 different terraces here as we look down on them. This is looking down on the terrace. We didn't actually walk down there, but you can see other people that are down in the lower terraces.
We are still on the very north side of Masada. It's just insane. Compare that to the Model ECR bus way down in that parking lot somewhere down there. There's a good view of the top. Again, this was destroyed, or actually not destroyed. Masada, the remnants who were warring against the Romans, committed suicide in about 68 AD, 70 AD.
Now you see a demonstration of how they were able to collect water.
It rains in Hebron. Hebron is straight line above us. And Hebron is definitely not a desert. Definitely not. The national divider line, the water divider line is in Jerusalem. So anything east of Jerusalem is completely arid. Anything west of Jerusalem, there's forest. You'll see it tomorrow. So it rains up in Hebron, and then the water floods down. And what happened is that the zealots build canals to harvest the water. And then when it was flooded, I know you're very anxious to do it.
No, like aqueducts.
Yeah, like aqueducts. And what happened was that those canals flooded water holes, which after we're going to see this show, you're going to look behind you and you'll see those water holes. So we're going to count to 3, and then Tracy will pour the water, and everybody going to say, wow. Over here, in Hebron.
Right there.
1, 2, 3. Wow.
These are the cisterns that collected water. So between 66 and 70 AD, the Romans conquered all the northern cities of Israel. And in 70 AD, they destroyed Jerusalem and the temple. Many of the Jewish people fled to Masada.
This is at the top of Masada on the north end. The black line, everything below the black lines is original.
This entire complex was the most fortified area in the entire castle. Why? Because this was the main palace. There were 3 palaces. One here, one over there, that building, and another one in this.
So in 73 AD, 10th Roman Army Legion, totaling around 8,000 soldiers and 6,000 Jewish slaves, arrived at the base of Masada. First of all, they built a wall around the base of Masada and 8 camps. Then they built a siege ramp out of dirt on the west side of Masada, which took several months to reach the top. When they got to the top, they reached the wall. Looking here, you can see the siege ramp. In a second here, you can see the wall that was breached. We actually stood over that pole. Right here is where the wall was breached. We did it with the battering ram, and now we're looking from the wall that was breached down to the ramp. When the Romans got to the top, 960 Jews had committed suicide as opposed to be taken by the Romans and abused and killed. Only 2 women and 5 children were found alive. Today, the IDF recruits swear their oath of allegiance at Masada. They are given a gun and a Hebrew Bible, and they swear to never let Masada fall again. Our next stop is at a restaurant called The Tent in the city of Bethlehem. You can see it on the map here in the blue dot. It's just to the left of the Chapel of the Shepherd's Field in Bethlehem. And the larger map here, Bethlehem is located below Jerusalem, and you can see the blue dot where the restaurant's located called The Tent. And this is the restaurant.
You say that, but you and even if you
Next, we visit Shepherd's Cave, located in Bethlehem. You can see it on the map here called Chapel of the Shepherd's Field. This is a Franciscan chapel built in 1953, known for its biblical murals and topped by a glass dome and bronze angel.
The acoustics were incredible. It's got all these little porticos, little chapels
The site has ruins of a monastery dated from the 4th century to the 7th century.
Well, this isn't social safe, is it?
The site has a number of caves and tunnels and rooms, as you can see here.
Okay, this is where we came in, but this is like a cave like what Jesus could have been born in. You got a big old cave that goes way back under there.
25 feet.
To get a sense for how big this is. So there's 60 people from our bus, and everybody's in here. Oh, a bear!
Well, we ended the day by going into a souvenir store in Bethlehem.